Do you know what quickly kills a younger man's interest in an older woman? It is not what you might think. It is not your age. It is not how you look. It is not even your past life or the many duties you have today. It is something much more quiet and hard to see. It is something that happens during the very first few talks you have together. It is something that most women do without even knowing that they are doing it. If you have ever felt a strong, deep link with a younger man, only to watch it fade away for no clear reason after a few dates, or if you have noticed him pulling away the second things start to get more serious, what I am about to tell you will change everything you thought you knew about age gap romance. After looking at hundreds of successful and failed links between older women and younger men, I found something very surprising. The women who lose these men are not losing them because of their age. They are losing them because of one very specific habit that shows a lack of confidence, kills the mystery, and turns them from a wanted woman into something else entirely. And the most painful part is that this habit feels very natural to do. It feels kind. It feels like the right thing to do, which is exactly why it is so risky. You see, there is a very specific way that mature women accidentally hurt their own chances with younger men. And it happens so slowly and so innocently that by the time you see what is happening, he is already checked out in his heart. But once you understand this pattern, once you see what is really going on under the surface, you will never make this error again. The truth is that younger men are drawn to older women for very clear reasons. And when you break these silent needs, everything falls apart. Now, before I tell you what this big mistake is, I want you to imagine a scene. Think of yourself on a third date with a younger man. The chemistry has been very strong. The talk flows with no effort at all. You feel alive in a way you have not felt in many years. But then something shifts. Maybe he talks about a hard day at work and you quickly offer a way to fix it. Perhaps he shares a dream that seems hard to reach and you kindly suggest a more practical path. Or maybe he talks about a choice he is thinking about and you cannot help but share what you learned from a similar thing 20 years ago. In that moment, something changes in his eyes. The spark goes out. The energy moves. He stays polite and nice, but he feels far away. What went wrong? Here is the hard truth that most women do not want to admit. You became his mother. Not in a real way, of course, but in your energy and your feelings, you moved into a parent role. And the moment you do that, the romantic spark dies. It does not die slowly, it dies right away. This is the big mistake I see mature women make over and over again. They care for him like a child instead of exciting him. They lead him instead of interesting him. They protect him instead of just being a part of his life. Let me tell you about Sarah, a 47-year-old boss who had been alone for 3 years after her marriage ended. She met Jake, a 34-year-old business owner, at a meeting. The link was fast and very strong. Jake was pulled toward her poise, her success, and her style. But within a few weeks, Sarah started doing what felt natural to her. When Jake talked about growing his business, she pointed out all the risks. When he mentioned working late, she worried about his health. When he shared his big plans, she slowed them down with realistic talk. Sarah thought she was being helpful, kind, and giving. What Jake felt was trapped. He did not need another person in his life telling him what he should do. He already had a mother. What he wanted was a partner who believed in his path, who matched his energy, and who pushed him to dream bigger, not smaller. Here is what younger men truly want from older women. They want to feel more alive, not more handled. Think about it from his point of view. He is at a time in life where everyone is giving him advice. His parents, his friends, his co-workers, and the world. He is tired of well-meaning help. The last thing he needs is another voice telling him how to live his life. What he is really looking for is someone who sees his power and helps his fire grow. He wants someone who makes him feel strong and able to do anything, someone who adds fuel to his fire instead of trying to put it out. But when you move into that caring, protective mode, you are not exciting him. You are making him feel small. You are acting like he needs to be taken care of, as if he cannot make good choices on his own. And here is the part that will surprise you. Even when you are right, even when your advice is perfect, it still kills the attraction, because attraction is not about logic. It is not about being right or helpful or practical. Attraction is about energy and feeling like two people who see each other as equals. There is something even worse happening when you fall into this motherly pattern. You are not just giving help. You are building a hidden jail around the relationship, and neither of you knows it is happening until it is too late. Think about this. Every talk becomes a lesson. Every hard thing he faces becomes a chance for you to show your wisdom. Every choice he makes is checked by your past. What you think you are giving is value. What you are actually giving is control. And here is the mean part. The more life you have lived, the more you want to do this. You have walked these paths before. You have made these mistakes. You know where the traps are. Of course, you want to help him avoid the pain you felt, but romance needs mystery and discovery. When you have already drawn a map for everything he wants to explore, where is the fun? Where is the joy of figuring things out together? Let me tell you what happened to Monica, a 52-year-old mother. She met Alex, a 36-year-old artist, and was quickly hooked by his passion. But Monica had been hurt before. She had seen what happens when people follow dreams that do not work. She had learned the value of money and planning. So when Alex talked about quitting his job to do art full time, Monica could not stop herself. She made budgets. She talked about the market. She shared stories of other artists who had a hard time. She thought she was being wise and kind. What Alex heard was that his dreams were silly and he was not smart enough to know the truth. He felt he needed someone older to lead him. The bond lasted 3 more months, but the magic was gone. Alex felt like he was dating a banker, not a lover. Monica felt upset that he would not listen to reason. Both lost something great because Monica could not stop managing him. The truth is, younger men do not love older women because they need a boss. They love them because they want a different kind of energy. They want someone who has moved past the worry and fear that younger people often have. They want someone who is happy with who she is and can just enjoy the moment without worrying about the future all the time. But when you become the manager or the teacher, you destroy the very thing he liked at first. You show that you are still worried and still trying to control things. Here is something most women do not get. Confidence is not about having every answer. It is about being okay with the questions. A truly strong woman does not need to fix or lead her younger partner. She trusts that he can handle his own life. She helps when asked, but she does not force her help when it is not wanted. She knows her role is not to be his teacher, but to be his equal. When you stop trying to lead and start trusting, everything changes for both of you. This motherly habit is not just bad for him, it is tiring for you. When was the last time you felt truly calm in a relationship? When did you last feel you could just be yourself without checking, advising, and managing the mood? The women who do well with younger men have found something deep. They have learned to show up as themselves, not as what they think he needs. Think of Diana, a 49-year-old who made every mistake at first. When she met Carlos, a younger musician, she acting like a counselor. She looked at his family and gave him tips on how to be better at his work. Carlos found their dates very draining. He was not looking for a lesson. He was looking for joy and a real link. The turn happened when Diana saw what she was doing. On their next date, she just listened. Instead of fixing his life, she shared her own weak spots. Carlos was changed. Suddenly, he was dating a woman, not a teacher. Someone who laughed and shared her life. The shift she made was small but huge. She stopped giving advice and started giving her presence. This is what younger men find hard to resist. It is your peace. It is your acceptance. It is your choice to be real and admit you do not have everything figured out either. Here is a thought that will blow your mind. The more you try to impress him with what you know, the less he is impressed. The more you try to help him with your past, the less helpful you are, because he is not looking for someone to solve his life. He is looking for someone who believes he can solve it himself. He wants a fan, not a coach. When you move from managing to just being there, the bond becomes lighter and more joyful. The pressure goes away, real closeness starts. And it is not about hiding your wisdom, it is about sharing it in a way that makes him feel strong. Instead of saying what he should do, tell him you believe he has the strength to handle it. There are also smaller ways that women push men away. One is trying to handle his feelings for him. When he is happy, you tell him to be careful. When he is sad, you try to fix it. You are telling him his feelings are not right and he needs you to feel the correct way. Rebecca was a marketing director dating Kevin. When Kevin got excited about a new job far away, Rebecca pointed out all the costs and problems. She thought she was being helpful. Kevin felt she did not trust him or share his joy. The spark became a weight. The second killer is trying to manage the future. You focus on where things are going and forget to enjoy where they are. You treat the bond like a work project. Younger men want to be in the moment. When you make a plan for everything, you kill the fun. The third killer is acting like a rival to younger women. This shows you are afraid. If you talk badly about younger women, you are showing that you do not trust his choice to be with you. Marcus felt like he was walking on thin ice because Linda was always worried about his younger co-workers. The strong woman he loved was replaced by someone who needed to be told she was pretty every 5 minutes. Younger men chose you for a reason. Don't question that choice. So, what do they really want? They want emotional freedom. They want to be liked for who they are right now, not who they could be if you fix them. They want to feel like an equal, not a student. They want inspiration. They want your presence to make them want to be better without you telling them how to do it. Emma never gave James advice on his business. She just showed she had faith in him. That bond has lasted 4 years. They also want you to be real, not perfect. They want to know the real woman, not a show. And they want a partner for fun and adventure, someone who will explore life with them without a set map. When you stop trying to be what you think he needs and just be who you are, you become more alive. The women who do best are not trying to be young. They are just being themselves. Grace was 51 and captivated Anthony because she was just there, real and alive. Being with her felt like home to him. This shift is about trusting that you are enough. Your real, unguarded self is a gift. When you stop acting like a teacher and start leading with wonder, your maturity becomes truly sexy. It is the peace that comes from liking yourself. You do not need tricks. Your presence is the best plan. It means owning your whole story, the wins and the fails. It means being proud of who you are. A woman in her power does not need to prove anything. She knows her value. She does not chase. She is not trying to be perfect. She is being real. This is what attracts men of any age. Think of the most magnetic woman you know. It is how she feels in her own skin that makes her great. When you have that energy, you are irresistible. You are not playing a game to win attention. You are sharing your real self. People are drawn to life and presence. You can have that right now, exactly as you are. Are you ready to stop hiding behind roles and just show up? When you do, everything changes. You stop living for a good job from others and start living for joy. Moving forward from that big shift, let's talk about how you can actually live in this magnetic energy every day. Once you stop being the manager of the relationship, you open up a space for a much deeper kind of power. This is the power of a woman who is completely comfortable with herself, and it is the most attractive thing in the world to a younger man. When you step out of the mother role, you stop being a safety net and you start being a destination. Think about the difference between a place someone goes to be safe and a place someone goes to be inspired. A safety net is useful, but people don't feel passion for it. A destination, a woman who is exciting, real, and lives for her own joy, is where a man wants to stay. This is how you protect your value without ever having to say a word. You protect it by making your own life and your own happiness your main goal. Many women worry that if they stop giving advice or managing the man's life, they will lose their importance to him. They think, if I am not helping him, why would he need me? But that is the wrong question. You don't want a man to need you because he is lost. You want him to want you because you make his life better just by being in it. When you pull back your management energy, you give him the room to step up and show you who he is. You give him the chance to be the man he wants to be. This also means you have to be okay with him making mistakes. Part of being a partner instead of a mother is letting him walk his own path. Even if you see a bump in the road ahead, your job is to be the person he wants to come home to after he handles that bump, not the person who told him, "I told you so." This creates a bond of deep respect. He realizes that you trust him, and in return, he trusts you with his heart. To keep this energy alive, you must focus on your own wonder. Keep learning new things, keep having your own hobbies, and keep your own circle of friends. When a younger man sees that you have a full, rich life that does not depend on him, it takes the pressure off him and makes him want to be a part of your world even more. He sees a woman who is not waiting for him to fix her life or give her something to do. He sees a woman who is already winning at life, and that is incredibly seductive. Finally, remember that your age is actually your greatest secret weapon, but only when you stop trying to hide it or explain it. Your age has given you a calm that younger women do not have yet. It has given you a sense of humor about life's messiness. When you lead with that calm and that humor, rather than with lessons or warnings, you become a breath of fresh air. You become the woman who knows that everything will work out in the end. And that kind of peace is a magnet for a man who is still fighting his own battles. When you truly start to live this way, you begin to notice a major change in how a younger man looks at you. He no longer sees someone he has to report to, but someone he wants to win over. This is because you have created a space where he can feel like a man around you. Most younger men are used to being told what to do by their bosses, their parents, and even women their own age who are trying to build a perfect life. When you offer him the freedom to be himself, you become the only person in his life who truly sees him as he is. This creates a deep and lasting pull that is much stronger than just physical attraction. It is a soul connection that happens because you are the one person who does not make him feel like a project. You must also learn the art of being still. In many of our past roles, we feel the need to fill the silence or fix the mood. We feel that if we are not doing something, we are not providing value to the relationship. But in the world of attraction, being is much more powerful than doing. When you can sit in silence with a man or just enjoy a meal without needing to talk about the future or solve a problem, you are showing a level of peace that is incredibly rare. It shows that you are not anxious about where things are going. It shows that you are happy right now, in this moment with him. This lack of pressure is like a drug to a younger man. He will find himself wanting to spend more and more time with you because he feels better about himself when he is around you. He feels stronger, more capable, and more at peace. You are not just a woman he is dating, you are a sanctuary. This is the ultimate secret of the irresistible, mature woman. She knows that she is the prize, but she does not have to shout it. She knows that her presence is enough. She does not need to prove how smart she is or how much she has seen. She lets her life speak for itself. And because she is so focused on her own growth and her own joy, she naturally invites him to grow alongside her. This is not a relationship built on rules or management. It is a relationship built on two people who are inspired by each other's light. When you live from this place, you no longer worry about younger women or about the passing of time. You know that no one can compete with a woman who is fully alive and fully herself. You are no longer trying to catch a man. You are simply living a life that is so beautiful that the right man cannot help but want to be part of it. This is the final step in the journey. It is the move from wanting to be loved to being the embodiment of love itself. And when you reach that point, you will find that the love you have always wanted comes to you easily and naturally without any effort at all. As you move even deeper into this new way of being, you will start to notice that your conversations change from being about the past or the future to being about the feeling of the now. This is where the real magic lives. Most people spend their lives talking about what they did or what they are going to do. But a truly magnetic woman knows how to talk about how she feels in the present moment. Instead of telling a man how to handle his life, you start to share how his presence makes you feel. You might say that you love the way he looks when he is focused, or that you enjoy the energy he brings into the room. This shift is huge because it moves him out of his head and into his heart. It makes him want to be closer to you because you are noticing things about him that no one else sees. You are giving him the gift of being truly seen without being judged. This is a rare thing in the world today. Most people are busy trying to figure out what they can get from a partner, but you are simply enjoying who he is. Another part of this power is learning how to let go of the need to be certain. Many of us want to know exactly where a relationship is going so we can feel safe. We want to know the plan and the timeline, but certainty is the enemy of passion. When everything is planned out and handled, there is no room for the spark to grow. A woman who can live in the unknown, who can be okay with not knowing what will happen next month or next year, is a woman who stays exciting. You show him that you are on an adventure and that you are happy to have him along for the ride, but that your happiness does not depend on the destination. This makes him want to chase you, even if you are already together. It keeps the relationship fresh and keeps the attraction high. You are not a goal that he has reached. You are a journey that he gets to go on every single day. You must also realize that your own self-care is a part of the attraction. When you take the time to look after your mind, your body, and your spirit, you are telling the world that you are worth it. You are not doing it to look younger or to please him. You are doing it because you love yourself. A man can feel the difference. When you walk into a room feeling good in your own skin, that energy spreads to everyone around you. It makes him proud to be with you, and it makes him respect you even more. You are showing him that you have high standards for your own life, which naturally makes him want to live up to those standards too. You are leading by example rather than by instruction. This is the most powerful way to influence anyone. As you stay in this place of peace and self-love, you will find that the right men are drawn to you like a flame. You won't have to work hard to find them or keep them. The energy of a woman who is fully herself is the most powerful force in the world of romance. You are no longer acting from a place of lack or fear. You are acting from a place of plenty. You have so much joy and peace in your own life that you are simply looking for someone to share it with. This makes you a partner of choice, not a partner of need. And that is the foundation of a truly great and lasting love. You have the power to create this for yourself starting right now. It is not about what you do, but about who you allow yourself to be. This deep sense of peace you carry also changes the way you handle conflict or times of doubt. In the past, you might have rushed to fix a problem or felt the need to have a long talk to clear the air. You might have felt that any sign of trouble was a threat to your safety. But a woman who is truly in her power knows that she can handle any storm. When a younger man sees that you do not panic when things get a little bumpy, his respect for you grows 10 times over. He sees that your happiness is not a fragile thing that he has to carry for you. It is a solid house that you have built yourself. This makes him feel safe enough to be vulnerable with you. He realizes that he does not have to be perfect for you to stay calm. He can be human, he can make mistakes, and he can be honest because he knows you are not going to fall apart or start mothering him to fix it. This creates a space where he will tell you things he has never told anyone else. You become his most trusted friend because you are the only one who lets him be real without trying to change him. This also leads to a much better physical connection. When you let go of the need to manage the relationship and you stop worrying about how you are being seen, you can fully show up in your body. You stop thinking and start feeling. For many younger men, this is what they find most beautiful about an older woman. It is not about having a perfect body. It is about being fully present in the body you have. It is about the way you move with ease and the way you enjoy pleasure without shame or doubt. When you are not in your head thinking about the past or the future, you are able to give and receive love in a way that is raw and real. This is something that many younger women have not learned yet because they are still too worried about how they look or what people think of them. Your age has given you the gift of letting go, and when you bring that energy into the bedroom, it creates a spark that is deeper and more intense than anything he has known before. The final part of this journey is understanding that you are the one who sets the tone for how you are treated. If you act like a mother, he will act like a child. If you act like a teacher, he will act like a student. But if you act like a queen who is already happy and full, he will act like a man who wants to honor that. You do not have to demand respect. You simply live in a way that shows you respect yourself. You do not have to ask for his time. You are so busy enjoying your own life that he has to make an effort to be a part of it. This is the ultimate power shift. You move from the one who is waiting and wanting to the one who is choosing and living. You realize that the relationship is just a beautiful addition to a life that is already great. When you live from this place, you are truly free. You are no longer tied to the outcome of any one date or any one talk. You are simply enjoying the flow of life. And that joy is the most magnetic thing there is. You have everything you need inside you right now to be this woman. It is just a matter of letting go of the old roles and stepping into your true light.